Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our competitive analysis and strategy class. In this session, we're going to talk a very interesting approach in which, some companies they want to expand, and in order to do so, they might have different approaches and different ways of how to enter to new markets, to expand to new horizons. So, in this session, we're going to discuss about something known as franchise. Okay. So the first approach that I would like to have with you is actually to, analyze what franchises do you know by now, okay? Maybe have you heard about this concept? Or maybe Fridays, McDonald's, Carl Jr., okay? Or maybe Chick-fil-A comes to your mind. Well, actually, those are franchises and quite famous, okay, franchises. So in this session, we're going to see a few aspects that you have to take into account if you want to use correctly this method of expansion. And of course, maybe some challenges that you will have to go through if you want to use it correctly. So the first thing that we have to go through is actually the definition of what is a franchise, okay? Here, there's something that we have to know, okay? Which is that you're having a concession, okay? Someone is giving you a right or a benefit to use the brand and the process in order to execute something, okay? It's kind of like you are taking an advantage of any specific name. But, of course, that's not everything. Why do I say so? Because in this moment, when they give you that chance to use and explode a brand, they are also ensuring that you will use it correctly. That's why when you acquire a franchise, you acquire the whole package, okay? And of course, this aspect could be providing a service, could be providing a complete product, okay? Or maybe even producing the product, okay? And here, what we can see is that we have why, okay? Why we choose to make franchises because actually they are well known in the market. So, I mean, you have that extra benefit. You're using something that by now it has seemed a little bit successful or quite successful in all the markets. Okay, what are you offering? Well, definitely the products that the franchise will let you know how to use it and of course how to produce. Okay, and of course how is the value proposition created, because again the expansion is going to be a benefit for both parties. Well, because first the owner of the brand itself, they will have the right to get not just the investment that you are deciding to put into the business, but also, okay, about a specific percentage, okay, that you will have to pay for sales. And of course, what's the benefit of the counterpart? They are gonna work, they're gonna execute a business that somehow is already successful. So maybe the risk that is involved is way much lower than it seems. Another thing, as here you can see, franchisor and franchisee, okay, we can see that there are benefits for both parties, as I already mentioned, okay, and for, of course, you have the right to be productive, the commercial knowledge. But again, you also are gonna be limited. One of the things that we have to recall, okay, and recall and remind is that you are not alone with this situation, okay? They're not just gonna give you their brand and gonna say, okay, good luck, see you in 2 years, okay, or just provide me with the money. They're gonna constantly check if you're using it wisely, and of course, if you're using it as it was requested. Otherwise, even though that you put money to it, you could lose it because remember that the brand is not yours. They are just sharing with you the benefits, and of course, you need to use it as they told you. And of course, a franchisee, well, they need to do the investment first. They will get the benefits of knowledge, but of course, they do need to stick to, of course, the things that they have to go through. And of course, they have to prevent and preserve the good reputation of the brand. Okay, so you have to know that you will have also those benefits. Okay, because somehow the products, the franchise by itself can be promoted just by you, and maybe you only have the right of exclusivity. Well, in some cases, they might even give you that chance. Another thing is that, well, one of the things that we have to understand is that not because a franchise is successful in one market means that they're going to be successful in all markets. Why do I say this? Because sometimes certain products and certain things are made for that particular region, for that particular market. So if you want to approach maybe by bringing American fast food chains to Mexico, okay, as we can see, some of them have been successful, but others aren't. For example, I don't know if you know, but Wendy's, which is a burger, okay, franchise from the U.S., well, they weren't so lucky in Yucatan, no, in the south of Mexico. And even though that, I mean, they thought they are thinking now in the future to try to go back again, but of course with different methods and a different approach. And also, some authors even mentioned that franchises need to know about the proper time in which they can land into specific regions. Some of them, maybe they waited 3 or 4 more years, they could have more successful life trying to do it right now in the present. Anyway, that's the interesting part of franchises. And one of the main things that it's kind of like the the key aspect of benefits is the know-how. Okay, what, because they will give you that know-how in order to have more benefits, and of course they will give you specifically measures, times, suppliers, no, everything, okay, has to be provided because they really need to make sure that you are providing the same service, the same good, either if you are in the US, either you are in Mexico, or you are in another part of the world, okay, unless they decide that they want to adapt their products to your region. But again, that's another key aspect of the franchise. You don't have that independence. You need to stick to what they tell you. And of course, there should be an agreement involved, okay? There's a contract that will define specifically what are you entitled, percentages in initial investment, if there's gonna be like new investments every specific moment. Even some franchise will let you know that every 3 or 5 years, maybe you need to open a new branch, no, a new store. So I mean, you have to really analyze this because getting a franchise, it's not a small investment. It takes knowledge in order to execute things, and of course you are obligating yourself into getting specific results, otherwise they can take you that franchise. Okay, some of the main aspects that an agreement, a contract will give you is the geographic area, if you have exclusivity, or maybe someone else can request the same franchise in the same place, well, not specific same place, but maybe the same city, and you don't have that exclusivity. And of course, how you're going to work with aspects such as inventory, marketing, advertising in general. Okay, so I hope you like this video, and remember, that you have any questions or doubts, I'll be happy to answer it. Remember, using Brightspace or your email. Okay, well, thanks again and have an excellent day. Bye bye.